take down that damn noose?
4 days and 4 nights. That's what the arsehole told me. Said it'd bring bad luck if we cut them down too soon.
Sod it. They're dead. It's not like they'll get any more dead in 3 days' time. Don't sit me freezing my balls off.
Don't you bloody touch it. We've got enough bad luck as it is. We don't need to sprinkle any more just because you're lazy.
Eh, fine, fine. But if that bastard doesn't buy the noose from us,
We'll take you down with me! Beg for mercy! They'll teach you to respect me! You'll regret this! Ah, that's all you've got. Keep your eyes peeled. You'll have to be better than that. You're only making me angrier! You're no match for our band! Your money or your life? Your rodents, Ian! I'm not beaten yet! Is that supposed to work?
Your road ends here! Your gold belongs to us! That's all you've got. Stay focused. That's all you've got. Is that supposed to work? Your money or your love? Say your prayers. Your money or your love? You'll be fertilizing the soil. I'm not scared.
Watch your backs. I'm not scared of you! You're in for a world apart! Say your prayers. Watch your backs. We ain't safe here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. In the name of the All Mother, what are you doing? Wait. All right, true. Why didn't you, eh? You could have killed me. So you're not one of the... This pin, I can't say I see it very clearly at this present moment, but it does. But I remember Fergus says something about all this, these... Oh, yes, I remember now. I welcome thee, ye, royal person, on behalf of the... Please, speak with Fergus. He's our quartermaster. He runs things around here in the captain's absence. He'll greet... have a pleasant... open it up!
Let me guess. Camelot, no? Timberwall, also no? So you're not from the north? Ah, of course. You must be from Connacht. I should have guessed right away. So, who's in charge there now? Oh, I was just wondering what's going on out there. Here in the south, we have our own affairs. What happens out there in the world? Well, the news doesn't always travel all the way here. And they should. It's in our common interest. You know, people are talking about rising unrest in the north, and a secret coalition preparing a coup at the highest levels of... And that whole plague thing is just a tool to reach their final goal. The Red Priests are also trying to get something out of it. And to be honest, it's not gone too bad for them. The Druids are out of the picture already. Well, sure. They want to establish a new order on our island. And it's not clear who's involved in the whole... Maybe. Maybe our captain is even involved. Hell knows. They have their people everywhere. Although when I look at you, I don't think so. You have such a stupid face. With all due respect. That's the case. Those sons of bitches are good at hiding. They kinda blend in and live among us. It's hard to tell if it's hideous magic or some other tricks. You see? It takes one to know one. And that means we're just pawns. Folks like us won't change anything. But we have to talk out loud. It suits them when everyone keeps their mouth shut. Wait a minute. I'm not suggesting anything here. I'm just... It doesn't make sense that the plague appeared just like that. Out of bloody nowhere? Hell no. It's a high-stakes game. Power over us, of course. Over our bodies and souls. Over Avalon. You know, I've been thinking lately. What if King Arthur is just a stupid fairy tale? What if the nobles and others involved in the whole conspiracy just made him up? And us? You know, one story for everyone. They drilled it into our heads. And drilled until it You finally get it. It's just a pity that there are so few like us. Well, we just have to keep going, eh? And while we're at it, I have to get back to work.
All mother's tits. I've just about had it with this bunch. And who might you be? You don't... Oh, do I now? You would be too if you had to deal with those sniveling morons when they're up to something. Don't look at me like that. You don't get as far in life as I have if you can't smell bullshit from a... There's something fishy going on here. But I'll get to the bottom of it. I just need you to go to Brandon and find out why that slime ball is pretending not to know I'm here. Tell him I'm waiting with his delivery. Although I'm pretty sure he knows this already. You don't know? He's the captain of this entire circus. I thought since they let you in, you must have an in with him. But it turns out you know even less. There's something going on, you know? They don't want anybody to know, but I can feel it. I've been doing business with the captain for years now. Then suddenly I found myself stuck here. They won't let me further in, not even to set up camp in the village. But they won't let me out either. Anyway, good luck to you. Come and visit if you need anything. You do realize you won't score any points with the keepers, but those holier-than-thou soldier boys have no idea what it takes to be a merchant in this sorry world. The things we have to do sometimes aren't... All right. A woman named Nest has my cargo and I need it back. I don't know where she is, but starting the search near the Arkspire seems like a good idea. And yes, you'll get paid. Just bring me the wares. Name's Orla. I'm a merchant. Or I try to be, when my business isn't being held hostage by a bunch of idiots who seem to be terrified of women. What was I thinking when I decided to leave Timberwall? Should have stayed there. You've never been to the merchant capital? Well, you didn't miss much. Yes, it's rich and extravagant, but only... Other than that, it's a place like any other. The same pain and misery hiding behind gilded walls. It's not as exciting as people... Or, well, maybe it is if you like living with a bunch of backstabbing crooks. Yeah, now I remember what I was thinking when I left that place. I have no home in Timberwall. Well, we have an estate. I feel like every time I go back, I recognize it less and less. The people are getting greedier and more desperate by the day. Business is slow, I'm not gonna lie. With the weirdness creeping in from the north and bandits everywhere. Trade's just... But, I don't know. Being a merchant from Timberwall used to mean craftiness, taking risks, looking for opportunities. Now, they only care about keeping... Not really. It's more of a requirement if you ever want to be successful in Timberwall. My family is full of them. Oh, love, plenty. And almost none of them happy. I'll never forget. It was a small settlement, just a few houses. There was this odd, bitter taste in the air. Or so we thought. Until we... A man who tried to chop off his legs after they started sprouting antlers. Another one who gouged his eyes out, so he wouldn't have to look at his child melting into the floor. A woman in the farthest corner of the settlement managed to stab herself in the heart before it got to her. I almost dropped it all and ran back to Timberwall that day. I'm still not sure why I didn't. I guess
Welcome! In the name of our eternally reigning Majesty King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Tables. I am obliged to inform you that fighting those who actively break the law and reject the rule of the crown is the duty and pride of every subject. As Camelot's representative, I will be paying a bounty of 10 gold pieces for the death of each bandit roving the area, as long as... I also recommend checking the bounty board for information on wanted criminals. Especially, please, state your... That's correct. My name is Killian. I was sent here from the capital to see how the Horns of the South are handling the bandit problem, and also to encourage the keepers to fight. The situation with the Pict and Del Rita savages is precarious. Too bad we can't get rid of them, as there have also been rumors that we might soon have a civil war on our hands, so Camelot cannot afford to spread our forces too thin. There are rumors that the Rita tribes want to unite, and that would mean open war with Camelot. As for those Pict savages, they've been growing bold, leaving their forest. For now, it's just been small skirmishes. But who knows how it'll end? Well, you've probably heard about the druids making human sacrifices by stuffing people into wicker puppets and setting them on fire. Well, the people decided to give them a taste of their own medicine. They rounded them all up, and then sent them up in smoke. Oh, how they must have howled and sizzled. Too bad I couldn't see it. Yep, made human sacrifices, prayed to the dark gods, brought the weirdness back. Bunch of bastards. Good thing they're worm food now. Most of them, the survivors have supposedly taken refuge with savages in the woods, and one of them is rumored to be hiding in the Horns area. But whether that was before or after the Charred Conclave, I don't know. Would you like to hear about him? His name was Slaudyarg. He was lurking near Blood Lake, a small pond where they used to throw the bodies of executed convicts. They say he would fish them out and use his magic to turn them into undead monsters. Supposedly, he started needing some fresher corpses, so he slaughtered one of the keepers. The Horns organized a manhunt. They found him and sentenced him to death. People say that the moment his body touched the surface of Blood Lake, the water turned red and it's been scarlet since that day. Some say that Slaudyarg came back from the dead and seeks revenge. But if you ask me, I don't really have much more to tell. It's hard to get any updates here. I only know that the new Lancelot has not been very popular. The Witch Morgaine would have been burnt at the stake long ago if everyone weren't so... And then we have the commoners who seem to keep forgetting their place, and loudly demanding changes. Everything is falling apart. None so far. The keepers don't want to risk being turned into pincushions for a mere 10 gold pieces. Besides, the captain banned them from leaving the Horns of the South without a good reason. Too many bandits and not enough keepers. Oh, when I heard they were sending me south, to the very place that's crawling with bandits and barbarians from the tribes, I imagine I'd be a little closer to the action, you know? Fighting, gushing blood, screams and such like. I thought the veterans would be showing me their scars and stumps and telling me tales of how they lost their eyes, ears and limbs. Or even better, how they were ripping open throats and bellies. Instead, the only stories I hear are when those fools break their own legs when they get drunk and fall off the walls. I could be, but many people can swing a sword, but only a few have as sharp and bright a mind as I do. It's just that some people were made for fighting, while others are destined for greater things. Besides, watching and listening gives me enough satisfaction without needing to risk my life. Yeah, I've been like this since I was a child. The moment an execution is over, and there are quite a lot of them in Camelot, and I like to watch where Mum punished the servants with a whipping. It's just how I... Well, Camelot would send a group of knights with Sir Galahad at the head, and he's not interested in half measures. He'd probably burn down half the garrison, or hang them. He's done both. By the way, did you know that people who are hanged rarely die from strangulation? Usually the sudden jolt causes the backbone to snap, which separates the head from the body. A while ago I saw someone hanged in the village, and it's true. One snap, and it's done. No matter what you say about him, he's very efficient. Brutal, even by my Oh, sure, plenty. Did you know that apparently if you cut off someone's head, they don't die straight away, but remain conscious for a few... If someone dies in a damp, closed-off space, sometimes, but very rarely, Their body creates a thin layer of wax on the surface of the skin. I heard that a body decomposes in water 4 times faster than on land. I need to think. If I remember anything, I'll let you know. Really? You fought bandits and killed them? Oh, I want to hear all the details. Here's your reward. Again? You really like killing, don't you? Do you shoot them with arrows from afar, or do you prefer to get right up close and watch the light fade? Incredible! You're a born killer, aren't you? Instead of just taking out bandit scum, how about hunting? There's an ogre, a really nasty son of a bitch, holed up in a nearby brook. I've heard that one swing of his hammer can turn a bear into a... As you can imagine, the keepers aren't too keen on dealing with him, even though the ogre roams just off the main road to the north. When Galahad arrives, he certainly won't be pleased. If by some miracle you manage to kill it, you'll earn Camelot's gratitude and bring me the ogre's shiny eye as proof of the kill. The brook is right off the King's Road. Here, I'll mark it on your map. Oh, someone finally checked out the notices I was... That's the carcass of Fingerless Comb, isn't it? They've been hunting him for the slaughter of 2 keepers, and now they finally got him. Well, you have. Go, the hunter. Do you keep bandits' fingers as trophies? I would. Oh, hey, before you go, I can see the bloodlust in your eyes, you know. It takes one to know one. So here's some friendly advice, free of charge.
Oh, a new face. It's always nice to see someone new here. Welcome. Yes, my apologies. Ever since breakfast today, I've been sort of lost in thought. You see, all we got here is venison and fish. I can live with all the bullshit that's thrown at us soldiers. But the longer I live, the more I realize there's not much to live, and I'd kill for a slice of that. As if it were that easy. And Rorik, the one we have here, well, he says we're soldiers. Really? Yes, exactly how my mother would be. Oh, don't get me wrong. It's just that every time I doubt my service in the Horns of the South, my mother wasn't much of anything, to tell the truth. She always said I was good for nothing and that I should be glad she even kept me. And every day she'd bring back home a new uncle. Many of those uncles like to kick me out of my own house when they were drinking and getting... Then, when she'd sober up and got rid of an uncle, she'd bake me that pie. As in, if the other villagers hadn't been feeding me, I would have starved to death. Hence the pie. Yeah, I do. So, despite the shitty weather and the world being on the verge of collapse,
Listen, I'm no good with words. She's learning how to read and write. Can you believe it? She writes letters. Oh, thanks. And what? No, you must have misunderstood. What do I do now? I don't know. I should go back to him, right? I have to think of some. I don't know.
Are you here to keep me company or put me out of my maze? Just kidding. I love the view, but this weather is killing me. Always windy. You don't say. I didn't. Our beloved quartermaster sent me to freeze my arse off. He said as punishment. I just got drunk in the tavern and lost half my pay. And maybe some of... But I mean, why would he even care? It was my goal. Oh, aye. I need a warm coat. And I mean the... Osprey might have something in stock or know how to make one. I'd ask myself, but he's not exactly speaking with me these days. Thanks, friend. I knew...
What do you think of scale armor? Scale armor. What do you think of it? The ones... Sure, maybe it's easy to make and doesn't restrict movement, but it doesn't provide the best protection. Someone just needs to stab you between the scales and you're done for. The metal armor is much better. That will prevent you from being run through with a polearm or getting shot with a bow. It's also much more comfortable. I read a lot about it. In Volume 4 of the Armourer's Almanac, Arden's Shadowblade describes the differences between various types of armour. For example, chainmail allows for a good range of movement, but it's heavy. It also provides poor protection against blunt weapons, and its production is laborious. No, but I have knowledge from books and a lot of thoughts on the subject, so I... Shadowblade is a moniker. Arden is passionate about weapons and armour. He has great knowledge of materials, techniques, and history. A true expert. Everything he writes is interesting. I would love to... I told them, but they both said I know jack shit. Besides, the keepers rarely go outside the walls nowadays. Perhaps you're right. But if somebody ever stabs me under the scales, I'll go... Oh, of course. I mean, I've never made one. I'm not an armourer. But I've read so much about it that I'm sure it won't be... Here's the page from the Armourer's Almanac.
So, I haven't seen you before. I wasn't expecting any guests, and you don't look like a new recruit. And yet, Odrin let you in. He's not drinking again, I hope. Most unfortunate, but that explains why you just strutted into the horns. The name's Fergus, and I assume you already know I'm the quartermaster here. Now state your bit, and please, try to be convincing, or the walls of this fortress will be the last thing you'll ever see. Yes, I know. And that's why you're still standing in front of me. However, these pens they mean that in times of trouble, these people will always find a safe haven here in the Horns. And that makes me wonder, what happened to your friend? Where is he? If what you're saying is true, he must have had a deal with somebody well above my pay grade, and that leaves only the captain. However, if you're lying, then you might as well have just confessed to the murder of a Knight of the Round Table. But nobody's. Fortunately for you, I've seen my fair share of morons in life, and you don't look like one. Fortunately for me, this pen only means that I'm to make sure you're safe in the Horns. Nothing about help. Anyway, welcome to the Horns of the South. Just as I thought. If you have friends among the knights, you'll want to talk to the captain. Because I said so. What? Did you really expect that you could just enter our keep and head straight for the captain's quarters? There wouldn't be much point in having walls and guards here if anyone could just do that, would there? And have you helped any of my people? Or are you just here to wave that pen in my face again? First, show me you care, and then I'll take you to the captain. I can't have every random stray wasting his time. I trust we understand. Good. Come back when you've proved. We've been having trouble with the dead lately. The kind that don't... There are more and more of them roaming the area. It might just be the weirdness, as it has been steadily creeping closer from the north. But somehow... Anyway, I suggest you go see Marg first. He knows best what's going on there. He's our huntsman. He keeps us stocked with meat, so the lads don't have to live on fish alone. They get pretty grumpy when that happens. Right now, Marg is the only other person who's allowed to leave the keep. I'm not about to risk the life of our last link to the outside world, especially when you're so eager to lend a hand. There is a local legend about a dark druid named Slaughter, that was it. He was a necromancer rumored to be able to raise the dead. Quite an old legend, though, so unless he managed to raise himself from the dead. It's old. From what I've heard, it even predates the horns of the keepers, and the people from the village below used to bury their dead there. But after the flood, it's been pretty much abandoned. Yeah, damn druids. They flooded a village of innocent people just to show everyone they're still in power. Fat lot of good it did them. I'm not gonna lie, I'm glad we got rid of them. The things they could do were unnatural. It's not far, and it's hard to miss. But honestly, I'd suggest you go see Marg first. You don't really know what you're walking into, so if I were you, I'd try to learn as much as possible beforehand. The captain forbade anyone from leaving the keep, so I couldn't. And truth be told, I didn't particularly want to. We don't get many recruits, and you're, well... Your words. Good. Try not to get yourself killed, and get rid of whatever's been causing the problem. Ninian. I knew the Red Death would take him. Damn, you did right bringing this back. The Horns look after their own. But, now that I think of it, how did you manage to get hold of his tag? Tortured? In the asylum? Brother Riagan said Ninian was too weak to survive the journey. They came for him, and we even held a symbolic keeper's burial for him. And what were you doing in the island asylum? You look fine, but if you were there, near him... I honestly think your sense of humor is the worst, but I have to respect your unwilling. Still, you have to understand, now that you've told me this, I'll be keeping a close eye on you. No risks can be taken when it comes to the Red Death. That's one of our tags. Every soldier gets one when they pledge their loyalty. I just hope the body you took it from was already cold, because killing a keeper... You know, here's what I'm thinking. If you stumble over any of our fallen keepers out there, bring me... Sure, they all swore to stay here until the bitter end, but they have families who deserve to know what became of them. It's part of my duty, but since I can't send any more beyond these walls, maybe you could lend a hand. I'll pay you for every time. Excalibur? You want to pull it out? Well, be my guest, if you think you can. But unless you're King Arthur reborn, I wouldn't count on it. You know where to find me if you come across any... I'm Captain Brandon's right hand. He deals with the serious matters I don't... Fine then. This is the keep. Anyone sworn in as a keeper lives here, unless they're no longer... Otherwise, they're not allowed to go there without my express permission. So if you ever see any of my boys down there looking shifty, feel free to report them. You're allowed to walk around the keep and the village, but if anyone catches you stealing, I'll take your hands. If you attack any of my men, I'll take your... That's between her and the captain. Were it up to me, she'd be long gone. Her presence... He's not our first line of defense. The archers are. Every man here needs to have a job. And no offense to Odrin, but let's... I'm sure the hordes of visitors clamoring at our gates can survive the It used to belong to the keep. You could say it was its beating heart. That village was where our lighthouses led the ships. Ah, those must have been the days. But then the ships stopped coming, and there were less and less new keepers, and the others left looking for a better life. Until, at last, the sea took most of it. Depends on your idea of interesting. There's a weird statue with a gong, but I'm not sure how much of it is left. I don't know. Ask Marg. I'm pretty sure he just sits there all day instead of hunting. No wonder we've been eating nothing but fish. What else was there to do? There weren't enough people to live there, and nobody wanted to anyway. Not since we wiped out most of them, but new ones showed up every now and then. Marg, our hunter, keeps an eye on the place. If you need rest, you can sleep in the barracks. It's no royal chamber, but it's better to sleep under a roof than under the stars, right?
If you're here to see the healer, don't bother. He's a quack and a butcher who likes to watch people suffer. And I mean it! He's a know-it-all from Camelot, but the truth is, he doesn't know shit. All of those academic types think they're better than us village folk, just 'cause they read a... I came to him with a toothache, asked him to make me something for the pain, and you know what he did? He said my tooth is rotten, and then sent me to Osprey to get it pulled out. Sounds like horse crap. My grandma was smarter than your lot, and she couldn't even read.
She knew how to make a proper potion for toothache. If I were any good at mixing that stuff, I wouldn't need to deal with quacks like Heber.
No, Heber took it, the plonker. Said if I don't know how to make it, I shouldn't have it. And that he doesn't want some questionable homebrew medicine. He says it's no good. Says that if I don't get the tooth pulled, I told him that's why I need the remedy, to make it stop hurting. But it's like talking to a brick. You will? Oh, you're a lifesaver. Tooth?